Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week.
The Money Line. We are live for the 100th episode of the show, which is pretty wild. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy, Mike Finch. What's happening, my friend?
Dude, I'm so excited for the 100th episode, AJ. How about it? 150 hours of content out here on YouTube for the world. I mean, it's been a journey, AJ.
It has, man. It's crazy to see how the show has molded into what it is now with, you know, the more breakdown style. We had a phase where we were like halfway Helwanis doing the interviews and then we went full dialed into the breakdowns and the off week with, you know, the news and whatnot. And I think we're absolutely killing it, man. And Mike, I also know that you got a special treat for everybody with a little montage. I'm thinking that we pop that montage up in a couple minutes. We'll let a few more people join in. I don't want them to miss it if they're a little late to the showcase. We also
yeah, for sure. I mean, you talking about the interviews we've done. Yes, you guys will enjoy a little highlight I created of some of the fun we've had over 100 episodes. So, AJ, you're a savage with it. AJ's out here making content every single day. I just show up on Monday to talk some shit, pick some fights. So I'm glad we've done 100 episodes, man. Appreciate you guys sticking around. I remember looking at the first episodes. I was just looking back on them, 900 views or whatever. I mean, we've come a long way. We got a nice, you know, crowd. I said you because you really build the channel, but Moneyline has a nice crowd and we always appreciate you guys tuning in. Genuinely, thank you.
Yeah, let's go. Shout out to everybody that loves the Moneyline show. I always get excited for Mondays, Mike. It's always good to chat it up. You know, normally it's me solo every other day of the week. So it's fun to get to go back and forth with somebody and talk the fights and, you know, get an idea of what is seen by you. Obviously, a smart brain in the fight game, ex-fighter, hardcore fan, and, you know, just a knowledgeable guy in general, my friend.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, it's always fun to bounce the fights off of you too. I get to cheat. I get to see your Sunday show too. So I come in knowing some of AJ's picks. AJ doesn't know what I'm about to say. So appreciate you as well, brother. Did you watch PFL?
I watched PFL in depth. I did a fight companion for PFL. We were actually popping for PFL. Dude, I did tremendous. I did predictions. I went after weigh-in, 8 wins, 1 loss on the PFL picks. My lone defeat was the prelim main event with Pinedo and Braga. I rode with Braga, the younger guy, the more youthful side, but really it's not like Pinedo's old, but I think I got oversold on the pop in the hands, man. But other than that, I even called Renan Ferreira by knockout.
Nice. Some millionaires made, man. Very cool. It looks like the big fight coming out of that card, obviously Chris Cyborg versus their champ, the Olympian, Judo Kayla. And Kayla Harrison versus Chris Cyborg that's a fun one. I think
I'm hearing they're going the other direction.
Judo Kayla lost that first fight, but I feel like she's got the swagger back. That's a cool fight.
I'm hearing they're going the other direction. I'm hearing they're doing Pacheco first.
Is that right? No, I didn't know that.
I'm hearing. I don't know if I like that though. Quickly, I want to bring up Joe Dirt,
hey,
OG of the chat, a consistent, loyal subscriber to the channel and Moneyline follower. My guy, Joe Dirt. We appreciate your 199. We appreciate your continued support, man. You guys are fucking tremendous. I really appreciate you, Joe Dirt. You're always
Joe Dirt's always there. When AJ says leave a comment afterwards, Joe Dirt never passes the opportunity up. We appreciate you, brother.
Dude, we appreciate you, Joe Dirt. You're a gem. We appreciate the chat. I see you guys commenting it up, man. We got the chat on fire today. Listen, I feel like I do want to play this video, man. I want to play it in a sec, though.
You ready to go?
What do you think? We got to give it another couple minutes?
No, I'm ready. Let's go, AJ. Love you. By the way, Volkanovski's going to slaughter Ilia Topuria. Volk by murder. Volk by murder after he just got knocked out and he's turning around that fast. I mean, if you want to bet the house, be careful.
Be careful on that one, just because I'm concerned about the recovery after a brutal high kick knockout. Regardless of him not being on a full camp, that's a damaging shot. And, we've seen guys get knocked out and then it becomes more of a consistent trend. So keep your eye on that one. And we know Volk's going to be a 245 favorite or more. Mr. Jump for Joy, though, we appreciate the 6 pounds by our guy. Okay, Mike, this is not great wording by Covert because he doesn't have a filter.
Oh,
but what are your thoughts on the entire Ian Gary situation? Have you seen it?
Ish, yeah. His female is very beautiful lady. I don't know. I don't quite get. Can you break it down for me, AJ?
Yes, I will break it down. First, though, answer UFO, Mike. He's asking you. He said,
UFO,
"Why don't you go live?
Why
Mike?"
don't I go live? I just subscribed. I actually have gone live a couple times. I had Patricky Pitbull on the show. I just dropped an interview with Cain Velasquez last night. You guys could check that out on my channel. And okay, I'll consider some lives, UFO. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing.
Ian Gary and clan going to Brown Town for holiday. Listen, I appreciate you, the Bob, for the 199. That's funny about the Brown Town. Finch don't know about that inside joke. That's funny. That's funny. That's
You're
funny.
going right over my head. AJ, break this down for me before we
right.
play this video. What
Okay.
the fuck is going on with Ian Gary and his lady?
Okay, so Ian Gary has beautiful wife, right? Absolute stunning woman. She is 40 years old. He's 26. There's a substantial age gap between them, but nonetheless, they seem to, really like each other. But it was pointed out by MMA guru and Sean Strickland that she had a book released some years ago. The book was called How to Be a Wag, and it was essentially about how to seduce successful or up-and-coming successful men and live that kind of life that you want, right? Like the the bougie lifestyle from actors to athletes, etc. And the book actually exists. You can go to Amazon. She is the author. I heard from the grapevine she's claiming it's satirical material. It's not actually true. But I have to say, when you think about it, if she wrote this book with that intention of like how to seduce an athlete on the come up, it would make sense. It would be somebody 14 years younger, right? And I don't know. I just think to myself, it seems weird that Ian Gary's wife's ex-husband also lives in the same house with them. And the fact that the Machado name is from the ex-husband side. So I just think that there's a lot of oddness going on with that dynamic. And I personally don't know if as Ian Gary's father, I would support that. If I was Ian Gary's father, I would be like,
no. As Ian Gary's father.
As Ian Gary's father.
AJ's Ian Gary's dad, in case you guys didn't know.
There's the truth, guys. I am Ian Gary's father. And the reason he ended up in this situation is my fault, because I left him solo, man. I left him on his own, dude. It's my fault, guys.
AJ, how dare you leave that kid solo? You see what happens to him. I don't know, man. I'd have to hear from Ian Gary. I'd have to look into this. And do I really want to? Can Ian Gary just fuck who Ian Gary wants to fuck? I agree with the one dude who commented. He goes, it's none of your business. Yo, I'm with that. I don't know. That is strange. It's not standard, right? But look, if she wants to seduce him and he wants to be seduced, who are we to get in the way?
You're right, Finch. Shout out to we got MMA Locker Room stopping by. What's up, my man? Good to see you, bro.
What up, MMA Locker Room? MMA Locker Room. All fans of Moneyline. I have created a little highlight to show our love back to you guys over these last 100 episodes. I put a little something together for you. An early Christmas gift on this, the 100th episode of Moneyline. AJ, roll the tape.
Here it comes. We got it in 3, 2, 1.
What is up, guys? It is AJ, and I am here with my man, Mike Finch. We're talking UFC Vegas 43 full card predictions and some betting tips. This is episode 1 of the money line. Hopefully we can make this a more consistent series.
And Chad's on his back and he peels the hands, turns around and just knees him right in the face. Jose Aldo is an athlete and a half.
I was excited to hear your take on this card. I've been looking forward to this show. Curtis Blades, what is up, my man? Adam Piccolotti, what is up, my brother?
What's up, you guys? How we doing?
Lance Gibson Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
What's up?
What's going on?
Razor Rob, how you doing, my man? Ryan Bader, the champion of the world. What's up, my brother?
All good. How about you guys?
Vittori, man. Come stai, man? How you doing? My Italian's rustied out, bro. Sergio Pettis, what is up, my brother?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Tampa's a nice place, man.
Yeah, I like it, bro. If you want to come out, man, we'd love to have you out here.
Do we get motivated Paulo Costa, or do we get a couple glasses of wine Paulo Costa? That's what we got.
In May, you're getting punched. So
Good to see all of you loyal Moneyline fans. I love you guys, and I'm super excited for episode what, AJ?
Episode 50, bro. We made it. We'll fight.
Come here real quick. I got a special guest.
Let's see who it is.
Hey, there we go.
Mackenzie, how are you?
how are you guys?
You were warming up with a hammer this week. Jess, what the hell is going on? Why do you have a hammer in the cage?
What's a hammer?
That's it.
Baseball bat too?
Holy smokes.
That someone made me?
Oh, I know Hans Mullenkamp's responsible for this shit. Nobody's running up on you.
Holy shit.
Don't hate twerking. People love twerking. They just don't want to see a fucking fighter stand in the cage and smack somebody up and then start fucking dropping it like it's hot. No.
Just say yes. Sugar Sean has good hands. Come on.
No,
better than Corey Sanhagen.
No, come on. What? Are you crazy?
Sugar Sean would box the fuck out of Corey Sanhagen.
You're crazy. Listen. I'm about to book a flight to Cali right now.
Adam Ford shows up to the show with no shirt on. Should we go, Adam? Let's go. No shirts for this interview, bro. Let's go. Adam the Kid Forge in the house. Adam, you're in shape, bro. You look better than me. AJ, you're muted, bro.
Holy shit, I muted myself. So, you guys wouldn't hear me cracking up in the background. Oh, some throwbacks, man. The legendary days of the interviews, man. Holy
yeah, I was just looking back. Who was just saying that during? They said, "What? Dana Blanco, what happened to the interviews? Bring these back." Dana, I agree. I asked AJ, "You want an interview on the 100th episode?" He said, "Man, it's got to be McGregor or something dope if we're gonna go with an interview." Yeah, we like doing the interviews, guys. So maybe we will grab a couple.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give some throwbacks for you guys. 100 episodes in, we've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have as well.
100 episodes in, and listen, it's just getting better and better. We're just getting started up in here. 100 episodes, man, is the beginning. We're on the road to 1,000 now.
Ernie B. Finch, I want that orange sweater. I'm going to rock that orange sweater before Christmas. I promise you, okay? You want another shot at the orange sweater? You're going to get another shot at the orange sweater. And AJ, how about those early episodes? No backgrounds. We had like the logo of the company we were broadcasting on in the top corner. We started from the bottom.
We started from the bottom, and we worked our way up. I mean, with me, even 50 episodes in, I still look like I was recording off of a damn pickle, dude. My video quality didn't step up until probably like the past year.
Yeah, we got to bring you guys some better quality shit like this. By the way, TC dropping in a 10. Congrats on 100 episodes. Man, we appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Your support, every single donation we've gotten keeps us powered, keeps us doing this. We appreciate you guys so much. AJ, I mean, the camera was the other way. It was like a shot of like my wall. What was I even thinking? I'm looking back on that like that's where I decided to set up.
Yeah, listen, that's just how it all starts, you know. You figure it out as you go, type of thing. I think that's content creation as a whole. It comes to you with time. And Dana Blanco, speaking of content creation, shouting out the Finch man, guys, go check out his interview with Cain Velasquez after this, bro.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. More to come. Me and Kane talked backstage, caught up with Kane. We talk about him versus Daniel Cormier. We talk about who's the GOAT heavyweight. I mentioned Stipe Miocic. He told me that he would mimic Mike Tyson. So we talked about Mike Tyson's style and how he would get inside on bigger guys, which is what Kane had to do as well in the UFC. Pretty fun, cool interview. We talk about Usman Nurmagomedov. You guys could check that out on my channel. Thank you for that shout. And then Dana Blanco back, and he's bringing cash. Dana Blanco says, as a nutritionist, would you recommend your ex-wife's new husband transfer to an all-vegan diet to help reach his athletic championship aspirations? AJ, can you take this one?
I think that we're going to recommend it. I think he's definitely going to be able to drop down a weight class and get to 155. And I feel like maybe that's his destiny. You know, we get him a little leaner, lose a little bit of that muscle, get a more feminized jawline. I mean, it's 2023. We could potentially see, you know, Ina Gary in 2024 fighting at 145 pounds, you know, for the world title. Who knows what the future holds for the fight game? So yes, we're going vegan, get him a lot of soy. Let's get the estrogen levels up. And let's see if we can make a world champ.
A more feminine jawline? AJ, are you telling me that stopping eating meat will affect my jawline?
I would say if you go on a full vegan diet for an extended period of time, there is a possibility of an uptake of estrogen levels, which may cause a more feminized jawline. May, not a guarantee, not the lock of the week.
Exactly, folks. Well, this is not medical advice. Okay, we usually say this is not financial advice, right? This is not medical advice. We are not medical
advice, but we appreciate you, Dana Blanco, and we appreciate Covert to 100 more losers.
See, now you're moving over on my good side, Covert. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the 10, Covert. You're a gem.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Jump for Joy back at it again with another 11 pounds. Topuria can't even put away Emmett. Volk dared to be great. Short notice, higher weight. He got robbed first fight by Dagestani rats. If there was no time in Australia, he would have been murdered. Damn, son. Mr. Jump for Joy with the hot take. I appreciate your 11 pounds, Mike.
Okay. Topuria can't even put away Emmett. Emmett's a tough mofo, man. I mean, Emmett got triangled, but it's very hard to finish Emmett. Volk dared to be great. Short notice, higher weight. He's talking about the Islam Makhachev fight in Australia. He got robbed first fight by Dagestani rats. Were there any Dagestani judges? I don't think the judges are from Russia. And if there was no time in Australia, they actually have time. It's just a little bit different than your time zone. He would have been murdered. I know what you mean if they kept fighting to the death, right? If they kept going until somebody quit. Look, that's not the sport, right? That's not the sport we're in. We're in the sport where you fight 15 or 25 minutes. So in other worlds, other things would happen. Yes, it's true. But we're in this one. And so in this timeline, it was a very razor thin decision. And I do think you could faithfully give 3 out of 5 rounds to Islam Makhachev, though he clearly lost the 5th and was getting some knuckle sandwiches dropped on him. You know, I know it's satisfying to see the best lose, right? It's crazy to see Islam Makhachev losing rounds and shit to a 145er. Fair enough, though. Fair point. I mean, the second fight was on short notice, and that's what people are going to remember. That's too bad because those two are much more closely matched than memory will serve us now. Thank you for the 11.
Peehee, thank you for the love on the channel, my man. And we appreciate your future tip, bro. We appreciate it.
People been saying they've been making money. Guys, make your own bets, but we appreciate the love. I mean, if we help influence you in the right direction, mission accomplished.
Listen, I think that I'm right every time. I don't miss. Undefeated, undisputed, and that's it.
Style. We've never lost.
I've never lost a bet.
We never lost.
I've never lost a pick. Undefeated, undisputed, and I'm ready to get into the breakdown here, my guy. I'm ready to talk about this card. It's UFC Austin. So if you guys haven't, you're enjoying the early part of the 100th episode. We got more heat coming. Make sure you smash the likes. And if this is your first time here, well, stick around for the next 100. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let's do it. We're doing fight number 1, starting the card off. And I got to say something real quick. The Bob, no, I haven't changed. I still see you in the chat. And let's get it. UFC Austin, starting it off. We got Jamey-Lyn Horth versus Veronica Hardy. I see Jamey-Lyn Horth with a clear size and physicality advantage. I think she's the stronger girl. I expect her to give Hardy trouble in the clinch, even with the striking. And I'm going to say Horth gets a win on the judges' scorecards. I know Hardy's coming off of a win where she took out Ultimate Fighter winner Juliana Miller. But the fight that always, pops into my mind is the fight that led into Veronica Hardy's temporary retirement, and that was the loss to Bia Malecki. And ultimately, I still feel as though she's gotten better, but like how many levels above that? And Jamey-Lyn Horth just beat Haley Cohen, who was a solid prospect. And I think Jamey-Lyn Horth is going to get a W here. I think decision win, Jamey-Lyn.
Yeah, that was my initial reaction too. I mean, if you just look at this on paper, 6-0 versus whatever terrible record Hardy has, Jamey-Lyn Horth finishes a lot of fights too. Good on the ground, relatively strong. But, the more I looked at it, looking at some of Jamey-Lyn Horth's fights, I am not impressed by her performance. I see holes on the feet. And if she can't get her hands clasped and get these takedowns on Hardy, I don't know, guys. I would not personally put your parlays on Horth, because I do think Hardy's a lot better than she used to be, right? And she showed that against Juliana Miller. Full disclosure, I picked Juliana Miller, and I was very surprised to see Hardy whoop her ass. And, people can get better. I mean, they can have, a lot of losses and then turn their career around. So I know I'm the only person in the world. Don't listen to me, but I'm going Hardy. I'm going Hardy, close decision. I think she keeps it on the feet enough to win 2 out of 3 rounds.
You got some support in the chat, and then we got another dono, Mr. Jump for Joy with the 6 pounds. I respect you breaking down my remark. AJ, this co-host is awesome. Hey, shout out to Mike. Please don't get sued by Ian Gary or his wife. We appreciate that. We won't. I'm not saying anything crazy.
Is that real? Is he really suing
MMA guru and Sean Strickland for what I'm hearing?
You're kidding, bro.
Word on the street.
You're kidding. Yeah, word on the street. The street lies, AJ. I want to see some fucking documents, bro. I want to see some documents. All right. I don't know that to be a fact, but if he really sued those guys, that would be unprecedented.
That would be fucking crazy. Let's hope not.
We can't
look at the odds.
What do you mean? You can't just talk shit on the internet anymore? Does anybody have a sense of humor?
No.
Right? I think it started when Logan Paul's fiance sued Dylan Dennis. I think that's where it started, right?
Well, Dennis, he did fucking harass the shit out of her. I'll give him
the internet.
But it is the internet.
What else are you supposed to do on Twitter?
Listen, bro, the change, bro. Freedoms will be limited for the benefit of the common good, is what I heard from the Irish some councilwoman. And I don't know. I think that's worldwide, baby.
This is the home of free speech.
Listen, if X is the home of free speech. Facts. It is. X is great. And so is fucking YouTube, though, because YouTube's pretty chill these days.
Good. We're about to, I shouldn't leak it. We're going to celebrate at the end of this podcast. Oh, yeah. So you guys will stay tuned for that celebration.
Yeah. Mr. Jump for Joy. Mr. Generosity for Joy. Everyone is hyped for the UFC 296 press conference with Kobe Flamin' Ian. You guys need to stream this if possible. During the press conference, I don't like streaming as it goes, but potentially throwing up a reaction for it or something like that. Because I did a press conference stream, and then it actually happened to turn out to be one of the worst press conferences. I was sitting there, and I'm like, man, I could fall asleep.
This sucks.
I'd rather just do a Q&A.
Fair enough. Yeah, AJ and I have been talking about some other content like that. Like, remember when we were thinking of what we could do with bare knuckle fighting championships? I won't give any ideas away, but yeah, I think AJ's got the formula right. I don't know about tuning in for press conferences. You guys got to listen to the press conference. I mean, what else are you going to do? At least during a weigh-in, you could actually hear somebody talk while you watch the weigh-in. Press conference is about the audio, so enjoy that after, folks.
Yes, agreed. I want to bring up the odds. Let's check them out. Veronica Hardy's a slight underdog. So, Finch, you're on the plus 105 dog. Jamey-Lyn Horth at minus 125 is the favorite. Over 2.5 is minus 295. So let me ask you this, Mike Finch. If you had to choose, and this is not financial advice, this is just your opinion here, would you throw plus 105 money line Hardy, or would you go for the over?
This fight's going decision. This fight's going to a decision.
Decision's a lock here.
Yeah,
I think so. I'd
decision's
be
a lot.
shocked if there's a finish. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I would say like 9 out of 10 times this fight goes all 3.
Yeah, I would say I'm actually gonna write this down for the over. I wanna have it for a later segment. I want to potentially throw an over in the parlay section. Over 2.5. Hardy Horth, I think, is a great parlay piece for confidence. And I think it's a good idea. So I'm writing this shit down right now as we speak here. Boom. I'm personally on Horth, Finch on Hardy. It is a close line, so like potentially throwing down on either money line isn't crazy. As far as prop betting wise, Horth by decision is plus 180 with Hardy by decision at plus 140. So that's interesting to see that the underdog has a worse line for the decision here. That's interesting.
Yeah, I would personally not bet on this fight, but if you are, that over is clearly the most likely of all of them to me.
Yeah, the over makes a lot of sense. First fight down, I'm going Horth, Finch on Hardy. Disagreement to start off the night, and let's keep running up. Next fight on the card, we got Wellington Turman versus Jared Gooden. So I feel like I just have to go with Wellington Turman here, training alongside Alex Pereira and Glover Teixeira. And if you look back at his Randy Brown loss and his welterweight debut in the UFC, it really wasn't a horrible loss. Jared Gooden coming off of the loss to Carlston Harris. He was cut from the UFC, but earned his way back. And if you look at his only loss recently outside of the UFC, it was against Impa Kasanganay, who went on to win PFL's $1 million tournament at light heavyweight. And this is a fight at welterweight. So not a bad look for Gooden. I think Gooden's got deceptively good hands and he's pretty long, but he's not great from range. And I do think Wellington Turman has a decent enough kickboxing game and grappling threat to edge a hard decision. But if you're telling me bet the Turman line, I'd be sweating, especially because he's the favorite here, Finch.
Yeah, another one where it's like, can you trust these guys? You know, it's like the race to average. Who could be average in the weight class? Because that's who could win this fight. I like that Wellington Turman's the bigger man. I think since he's dropped down, you could have a little more confidence in him. Give me Turman, give me submission. But another one I'll be watching with some popcorn, not some money in my hand.
Turman to win the fight by a submission. I want to bring up that prop. It's plus 325, whereas the Turman decision is at plus 140. Looking at Wellington Turman money line, he is a minus 187 favorite. So he's definitely, fair sized favorite. And it's a guy that he's 3-5 in the UFC. Granted, Gooden's only got 1 win and I believe 4 losses in the UFC. Over 2.5 minus 160, but you have the sub threat. I definitely think that if you're talking confidence for me, and consistent performance in the UFC, neither of these guys really line up for something that I would want to attack. Minus 187 money line, a little steep. If it was minus 120 or if it was at plus money, I think Turman could definitely be more playable. But throwing down nearly 2-1 on Wellington Turman, who ultimately I feel like is hit or miss a lot of the time.
Yeah, hit or miss. I mean, couldn't you describe both of these guys as hit or miss, though, AJ?
Yeah, you could, bro. You definitely could. They're both 2 hit or miss savages, man.
Daniel Covert likes race to average. Thank you. The Bob, I bet on every fight just on principle. Bob, that is called a gambling addiction. We do have a hotline for you. I'll text it to you later. I'm just kidding. Look, just keep it light, keep it light. If you're going to bet on some of these, keep it light. Don't be betting nothing you can't lose. Okay.
Yeah. Well, guys,
Justin Mack, that's a Joe Rogan joke. How dare you take that?
I see it. You want to say it, Finch?
You don't have to pull it up.
All right. The 100th episode. I'm saying it. You guys, I'm higher than a fucking giraffe clitoris.
Joe Rogan said, blah, 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 higher than giraffe pussy. I just remember him saying that on stage. I think it was the Chicago Theater, if I'm not mistaken. We went and saw Joe Rogan live. Joey Diaz opened up for him. It was awesome. But we got to credit Joe Rogan with his own jokes.
Let's go. Maybe Rogan stole it from Mac, though. How do we know?
Justin Mack just said, I never heard that before.
Yeah.
I'm serious, Finch. Brother, I am dead serious. I guarantee you that's on the internet somewhere. Somebody help my guy. I changed it up, though. I said, yeah, we read it. We read it.
Let's get to the next fight. Next fight on the card is Ihor Potieria versus Rodolfo Bellato. I think Bellato should really run him over. Like, I'm a little bitter at Potieria. I'll say that when he beat
A
Shogun,
little?
I'm very bitter at
Bro,
him.
you hate Potieria. Why don't you just tell the people like it is? What
Listen,
you got against my guy, Ihor?
Listen, he took out Shogun, okay? The
made
celebration
you mad?
after was disgusting. His celebration pissed me. Granted, I get it. He's winning a UFC fight against a legend, but I was pissed. I don't think that he is all that great either. And I think Rodolfo Bellato is a force to be reckoned with his size. I can see him as like a mid-tier UFC light heavyweight. He's got a good grappling threat. He's a big dude. His only losses, it's 2 of them, are against Vitor Petrino, the scariest prospect we've seen at light heavyweight in a long time. So I honestly think Bellato still could end up being pretty decent in the UFC. And I definitely see him with an edge on Potieria. I'm going to call submission, Mike. He could hurt Potieria, but I think he does finish it with a sub.
I like it. Look, you were calling. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but you're confident in Bellato. I mean, I listened to your breakdown on Sunday, and holy shit, you were describing this like it was a death sentence, AJ. But I watched his 2 losses back to back. It was to the same guy. I'm forgetting the name, Petrino. The last one on Dana White's Contender Series was nasty. Petrino caught him really bad after he spun, flatlined him, truly flatlined him, laid him down. And, I know his ground game is superior to Ihor's, and I guess that's why you could consider leaning against him. But I think it's a competitive fight. Ihor Potieria has been in the UFC now. He's fought some decent competition anyway. The Shogun name, it's a nice name to have on your record. He's got to feel kind of comfortable in the cage now. And plus 350 for Ihor? You're saying 4-1? For against Potieria, I think those odds are too wide, guys. I think it would be a mistake to go heavy on Bellato with those odds. So I would either touch Potieria, being that I see this as much more of a 50-50 fight on the feet. Again, as long as Potieria doesn't end up on the ground, Bellato will maul him on the ground. As long as it's on the feet, man, this is a close fight. I don't see him running him over like that, AJ. Do you see it being done with a takedown?
I think that he could hurt Potieria too. I think that
Potieria
he's
could hurt
definitely
him too, no?
fair. I just think Bellato, look at that crimson chin. Okay, Petrino put him down, but I don't think Poteria's got that type of sting, man.
How do you miss that fucking chin? How do you miss?
That's
You
true.
close your eyes and you
That's
hit that
true.
chin.
That's he's got that American dad chin for real, though. That's funny as shit.
He's Brazilian, bro.
He's the Brazilian dad chin, bro. If they're doing a remix of American Dad, real actors, we got Bellato as the first guy, man. First guy up. Portuguese edition. Listen, he's going to strangle him, but Finch, are you picking Potieria? Is that what you're telling me here?
I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going
Let's
with
go.
the dog.
That's what I
Give me a big old dog. I want a Saint Bernard dog. I'll take Potieria, and y'all can hate on me later.
Mike Finch going for the Saint Bernard dog. Listen, it's the 100th episode, Mike, and I know you're very superstitious. So if you believe in wishes, this could be your underdog wish of the card. I'm telling you, it's going to come true. So now I have to be cautious with Bellato because Mike Finch is on Potieria, and it's the 100th episode. So I don't know. Some witchery might be coming on. Black
Don't
magic.
believe
type
in
shit.
witchcraft, folks. Okay, you got to believe in reality, folks.
What
all
happens if
right?
Potieria
Doesn't matter
wins?
what your horoscope says. I don't care if you're a Virgo. Okay, doesn't matter. You got to have contact with reality. Enough with the superstitious bullshit. You
Let me
need
see
to
what mine
read
says
more
right now.
Richard Dawkins. Okay, you need Christopher Hitchens in your life. If you don't know who Christopher Hitchens is, you need to hit a YouTube search. He will help you.
Mine says Bellato by submission. My
Your horoscope.
Bellato by submission. Looking at the odds, they're wide. Minus 475 for Bellato. Potieria plus 375. The under 1.5 is at minus 185. So if you think this fight's going longer, plus 155 for an over. And Bellato to win by submission, sitting at plus 180 and an inside the distance of minus 250. If you're on Potieria, you're probably just money lining it because you have plus 375, which is a pretty tremendous tag. But if you like knockout, it's all the way up at plus 500 for Potieria too.
100%. Yeah, I just think it's too wide. It's too the price is too damn high. You know what I'm talking about? The guy with the gloves in New York. The rent is too damn. The odds are too damn wide. Bet on Potieria or pass.
Fair. Finchman going Potieria, I'm going Bellato. Let's get to the next fight on the card. It's Steve Garcia versus Melquizael Costa. I'm picking Melquizael Costa. I think that he's definitely the technically better striker. I have mentioned that Steve Garcia is pretty heavy-handed, and if he does land a big shot, Costa, I mean, it's not impossible that he falls, but ultimately, I do think Costa's going to get a lot of shots off on Steve Garcia, and we've seen Steve Garcia knocked out. We saw him hurt against Shailan Nordembeke, and he was able to come back and win that fight. But I would say Costa is a lot more technical and sleek with his kickboxing style, as opposed to Shailan Nordembeke, who's more of a power pressure fighter. So I think Costa would more, methodically pick him apart, taking his time. And then we getting into the second or third, I could see a Costa knockout there.
Yeah, Steve Garcia Jr., nice dog, though. And like you said, he's got hands, man. 11 of his wins, 11 of 14 wins by knockout. This guy finishes fights. Just finished Nordembeke, as AJ pointed out. Was able to finish Chase Hooper. I mean, Chase Hooper looked good last week, or 2 weeks ago, rather. These are solid wins, man. I think Steve Garcia is in this fight, but I'll double up with you on Costa because I think Costa is a better MMA fighter. I mean, look at the amount of submission victories he has. Look at his ability overall. It's not just power with Costa. He's got more game to him. Give me Costa decision. Good fight. Probably gets hurt by Garcia and has to survive. Garcia's a tough customer. Probably a badass fight.
Steve Garcia plus 195 is the dog. Melquizael Costa is a minus 230 favorite. And the over 1.5 here is actually at minus 162. Interesting. And then Costa by decision at plus 215 with the Costa knockout at just plus 210. I think Costa could knock Steve Garcia out, but even though Mahashate has a KO win over Steve Garcia, it's not like he's chinny by any means. That was his only knockout loss as a professional. I am going to pick Costa by a stoppage, though.
Yeah. I think Garcia does punch him in the face, and Garcia's live in this one, but let's go Costa. Let's go decision.
Let's go. Costa for the W for us both. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card, we got Joe Solecki versus Drakkar Klose. Mike, I'm picking Joe Solecki to win here because I think he's going to employ a very grappling-based pressure style. And I have to be honest, Joe Solecki has pretty good back control, and I think that could be something that he uses to garner a lot of control time here against Drakkar Klose and potentially threaten with submissions. Another factor to bring into this fight, Solecki, the younger guy at 30, Klose at 35 now, and it's not that I'm saying Klose is necessarily past the prime, but, he did have a bit of a dry spell, right? If you look, he fought, 2022 in July was his last fight. And then he didn't fight from 2020 all the way to 2022. He had about a 2-year layoff. He's coming off a win over Rafa Garcia, which is definitely a decent W. Garcia's got some solid enough hands. I just feel like if Solecki can really keep that pressure on him and stick to him like glue with the grappling, I see him succeeding. Now, if we're talking about striking, I would definitely say Drakkar Klose is the better hands.
Well, they're not that good, though. His striking, he has a lot of pressure. He was able to win that decision against Bobby Green. I mean, he just moved forward. It was like Bobby Green was the better striker, but Drakkar Klose was just dumber. He was just willing to take a shot and move forward and get dirty, and that got him that W, although you could have probably seen that going to Bobby Green. He looked pretty upset. Something I want you guys to remember from that fight, since I just rewatched it yesterday, Bobby Green took him down. Bobby Green took Drakkar Klose down. Now he's going to go up against Joe Solecki, a guy who's got way more pro jiu-jitsu experience. I mean, tons of grappling tournaments. You could look up footage all day on Joe Solecki hitting nice leg locks, good back takes, good chokes in jiu-jitsu. In MMA, he's got the same type of game. He could choke you with all types of weapons. Drakkar Klose is just not that good. Drakkar Klose is tough. He's going to move forward. I think he's going to get taken down and he's going to get strangled, and the odds are even. Joe Solecki submission, probably the first round.
Joe Solecki by sub first. You're calling it early tonight, but hey, I'll tell you this. The money line is at even as far as minus 105 for Solecki, minus 115 Klose. We're at pretty much pick'em's odds. Solecki by submission sits at plus 310. I do think he's live for submission. I think that he's going to have a big grappling advantage, man. And I don't think Klose is going to enjoy fighting that style, right, of smothering grappler that we're going to get here from Joe Solecki. So, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think Solecki's going to keep that pressure on him.
Bobby Green was able to wrestle with him, man. He put him up against the fence a couple times. Like, I just don't think Drakkar Klose has that level of technique, even in the striking. Like, people give him a lot of credit for striking. What? Because he hurt Beneil Dariush a little bit. He got knocked out. And the reason why he got knocked out is because there's not layers to the defense, right? He doesn't have good parries. He doesn't have good slips. He doesn't have good level changes. And when you start just walking towards a Joe Solecki, I think you're going to end up on your ass. When he does, he'll base out. He'll get his back taken. He'll get strangled.
I agree, dude. Because I'm looking too at so 2020 was that loss to Beneil Dariush. So in the 2020s, his wins are Rafa Garcia by decision, and then he beat Brandon Jenkins by a second round knockout. Like, I don't know. I think Joe Solecki, the line is even now, but Solecki was a bit of an underdog earlier on. I think he's going to be able to use that grappling to his advantage, and I think he shines here. Yeah, we're on the same side, man. Solecki for the W.
Revenge Fight Club says Klose is 40 years of age. We're just going to add 5 on. I say he's 50. I mean, we could just, who cares about what the facts are? He looks old to us. No, honestly, he looks like a kid. I was actually surprised to hear 35. 35 is still prime, though, AJ.
It is.
I've given you shit about this before, but I feel like if it starts with a 2 or a 3, like, they might be at their peak performance at 37. Like, you know what I mean? I don't doubt. It's not an age thing. It's a technique thing for me.
I think age, technique, and miles on the car. I think that would be the main thing. I think Klose, besides, okay, he fought Dariush, he hasn't fought this type of grappler like Solecki, you know? And I think he's going to struggle with that pressure.
I think he's going to tap to that.
Yeah, me too. Solecki for the W for both of us here. Next fight on the card, it's Cody Brundage versus Zach Reese. I think Zach Reese can get the W in this fight, man. I feel like Mike Finch is making a face right now. I'm curious what he's ended up saying. Brundage could easily be on a 4-fight losing streak, but he got a disqualification win against Jacob Malhoun that, in all honesty, saved his UFC career because now he's starting fresh. He could potentially get another 3 down before they let him go. I think Reese is a good athlete. He's a long and tall guy, and he's got quality kickboxing. It also brings a submission threat. Now, Brundage, we know, has good wrestling skills, and you think back to the Rodolfo Vieira fight, Brundage actually had a very good performance and lost there. But I feel like Zach Reese is going to win this thing. I think Zach Reese might get a sub on him, Mike Finch. What are you thinking?
Jacob Malhoun was whooping his ass with the grappling. And here, Brundage is again against a really good grappler. Now, this guy, not so much the judo wrestling as Malhoun. This guy, much heavier on the actual finishing jiu-jitsu ability. Nasty triangles, nasty guillotines, very, very dangerous on the mat. And I think he's better on the feet too, dude. He's got a good deep stance. A lot of these UFC fighters, Drakkar Klose, a lot of these guys don't have that fundamental solid stance down where they can kind of have a little spring on the balls of their feet, move in and out of danger quickly. You know how Lyoto Machida used to just sort of not be in a fight with you and then all of a sudden he'll explode in there? A lot of these guys don't have that option. Reese has shades of that. He's got a good rear leg. Anything he throws from that left leg, he's southpaw. So, you know, front kicks, roundhouse kicks, he'll knock you out with any of that shit. And I like that here because even if he does end up on the ground, I think he's better on the ground. I think he's better on the feet. Give me Reese all day. I think he could finish him, man. Reese submission.
Reese submission, I think, is a good call. Now, Reese is a slight favorite, or a moderate favorite, I should say, at minus 225. With Cody Brundage as a plus 190 underdog. Reese by sub, I agree. Plus 215 for that Reese sub. I think it's pretty live that Reese submits Cody Brundage.
I think so too. Yeah, I'll go resub, but guys, careful when you're betting on finishes. I'll be looking at a money line.
Respect. Reese for the W for us both. I think he beats Cody Brundage here. And Reese had a pretty good performance against Aranov on Contender Series where he got the sub. I think he could lock up Brundage too. Next fight on the card, we got the ladies going after it. We got Miesha Tate versus Julia Avila. Miesha Tate's back, man. She's moving back up to 135 pounds. She's taking on Julia Avila, who hasn't fought in a while. She's been dealing with injuries, and she's on a over 2-year layoff. I think Miesha Tate has the wrestling advantage, and I expect Tate to really close that gap on Avila and look to take her down. I'm going to pick Miesha Tate for a decision win. I think the wrestling will come in handy. Sajara Eubanks was able to get to that wrestling and have success with Julia Avila too.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Avila got a strangle over Julia Stolarenko, but that was in 2021. That's a lot of rust. You know what I mean? She's been out for a while. At least Miesha Tate was in there in 2022. Ketlin Vieira, Lauren Murphy, obviously dropped these fights, but you know, it is activity. Activity does mean something. She had a grappling match last December, so she's been a little more active. I like that. First time fighting this year, though, so these two are going to be, you know, probably not on their A game. Maybe one to stay a little cautious of. I guess I'll go with the veteran. I'll go with Miesha Tate, thinking she does get these takedowns. These takedowns will probably be key. AJ, Miesha Tate's striking really got better since I first saw her in Strikeforce. I was actually there the day that Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate fought the first time in Strikeforce, and watching where her striking went from that day to like these past couple fights, night and day. She's definitely a better MMA fighter, but I think she needs takedowns here. I think she'll get them. Miesha Tate decision.
Miesha Tate decision. I like the call. Michael Bowman,
hey,
$20. We appreciate you. I'm never late. I'm just early for tomorrow. Hell yeah. Love to AJ and Michael. Hell yeah. Let's go. Thank you, Bowman.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. We appreciate it, Mike. If in case you didn't see, this is the 100th episode of Moneyline. I put together a video for you guys. You'll have to go ahead and hang out with the replay gang after this and check it out, Mike. Thank you for the 20. We genuinely appreciate it. All the best to you, Mr. Bowman.
Mike Bowman, gem, absolute gem. W for you, my friend. Let's look at the odds. We have Tate at a plus 140 tag as an underdog with Avila, the minus 160 favorite. I love the chance for Miesha Tate. It is plus money, which I like seeing her as an underdog. I'm not all that high on Avila. It's like, is a Tate bet a good one, though? She's 1-4 in her last 5. It's just, I feel like Avila is what? 2 years younger, year and 9 months younger than her. And she never reached the MMA heights of Miesha Tate. And she's also far less experienced. So I think Miesha Tate should get this W, man. And I think she's a very live underdog.
Underdog. Yeah, there we go. Why am I picking so many underdogs? What's going on here, bro? Something's got to give. Miesha Tate, UD.
Minus 245 also for the over 2.5. And a Tate to win by decision is plus 190. Just money line it.
Yeah. Yeah. Careful. Careful, folks. These ladies haven't fought this year. Careful. Careful. If you got to bet on every fight, Bob, maybe that's a dollar fight, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next one we got is Clay Guida versus Joaquim Silva.
The GOAT.
The GOAT on both sides. I think that I have to go Silva for the win, Mike. I expect him to be more powerful and explosive in the striking than Clay. And it's not if Clay Guida can get him down. I wouldn't be shocked with takedowns by Clay. It's just, can he really do much damage from that top position? I don't think Silva's an easy guy to just manhandle on the floor. And then when you're talking about striking, I got to say Silva's definitely the better kickboxer. I'm going to go Silva over Clay Guida.
This is one of those fights where prime Clay Guida is a hard matchup for Silva, man. You know, he takes the better striker down. He throws elbows and rubs his hair in your face in the full guard. He can win rounds against this guy. So he's in it for sure. But, you know, we've been talking about age a little bit here. Clay Guida at the ripe old age of 41. I don't know that 41-year-old Clay Guida is getting past Silva. I think Silva out kickboxes him, potentially subs him on the ground. I was listening to Money Moicano, and Money Moicano said he's been training with Silva and that Silva's definitely going to get this thing done. So I'll take his word for it. He did pick Drakkar Klose, by the way. I don't take his word for that one. But Money Moicano, I'm with you on this one, okay? We'll go Silva. Although I must say, first MMA fighter I ever really got to know. I was 10 years old. Clay Guida's the man. He was at the XFO, Extreme Fighting Organization, where his brother Jason was fighting. That's where Clay had his, I think, first or second, or one of those early fights Clay Guida had where he said he was drinking in the audience that day and they needed somebody to fill in short notice, so he jumped in there. You'll have to ask Clay himself, but I'm always rooting for Clay. That's a legit OG Lakemore legend, Illinois legend. That's my roots. So always rooting for Clay. Got to pick with my brain, though. I think Silva gets a finish.
Silva is a minus 320 favorite with Clay Guida as a plus 270 underdog. Looking at Silva to win inside of the distance, it's minus 105, so it is somewhat expected. Whereas a Silva knockout is plus 225 and a sub sitting at plus 300. If you look at Joaquim Silva, he does have 7 knockout wins with 3 submissions. And in 2022, he knocked out Jesse Ronson. He also knocked out Jared Gordon, but way back, that was in 2018. Still, that's an impressive win over Jared Gordon by knockout because Gordon is known for his durability. I think Silva could land the hammer on Clay too. Yeah, I think you got a point with that one.
Yeah, you got to think he finishes the fight. Although, with that said, Clay Guida is tough to finish, man. This guy's got a stone for a head. When you're hanging out with Clay Guida one-on-one, you look at his skin, it looks like it's made out of leather. Like, this dude is just built different. Did you see the meme that was going around of Clay with his original opponent?
Clay with the original opponent?
It was Silva. It was Clay.
No, I know. It was Mitebek Orbay.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Did you see that meme?
That was funny as shit. 30,000 years in the making or something.
A rematch, 100,000 years in the making? Dude, yeah. Clay Guida's a caveman for real.
I actually am into that fight after this. Regardless of what happens, I think we have to, make the caveman versus the Neanderthal. I'm all in.
I think that needs to be Clay's retirement fight. He needs to come out. Like, remember he did those Geico commercials and all that? Like, he's the legit caveman, dude. Clay's the real deal. That's the real deal, folks. And you know who else is the real deal? Jordan T. Thank you, Jordan T. He says, "What's up, AJ and Finch? Lunch break walk in beautiful Australia." Okay, where in Australia, brother? Listening to you, bots. I think the Y is next to the T on the keyboard. He did not mean that, AJ. He didn't mean it. Break this card down, my guys. Thank you. You're my guy, Jordan. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Jordan. We appreciate you a ton. We're on the same side here, Finch. We're going for Silva for the win. It's time to move on to the main card. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. 100 episodes in with the money line. I can't wait for plenty more. Starting the main card, we have Punahele Soriano versus Dustin Stützfus. Soriano better win this fight. This is a must-win situation. I think that he's a heavy-handed guy that has quality boxing and a good wrestling base. Stützfus with more the upright kickboxing style. I think he's going to be at a power punching disadvantage and a wrestling disadvantage. To me, the way Soriano loses is making a, drastic mistake and getting caught with a kick potentially by Stützfus or putting himself in a really bad position on the ground, which I just don't think is likely. I'm telling you, for me, it's Soriano for the win or he's out of the UFC because, I'm working as a backup matchmaker actually, Mike. And I said, listen, if he loses this fight, we're cutting him, bro. We're sending him to LFA again. He's got to restart.
Backup matchmaker, that's always been your career trajectory, AJ. You were always going to go matchmaker, brother. So that would be okay. We would be proud of you, AJ, if you go straight matchmaker and leave us all in the dust. You'll be left in the dust. Look, Soriano's not going to be left in the dust. He's the man. He's been putting the rounds in with Sean Strickland. He's been putting the rounds in with Eric Nixick holding the pads. This guy's team has seen nothing but success. They're heavyweight. Just beat just beat Tyson Fury in a fucking boxing match, okay? They got good aura over there, and I think Soriano's going to come in revitalized, reconfident, because, look, we picked Kopylov against them. I know I did. Maybe. Did you pick it? You pick Kopylov? Did you have Kopylov? Roman Kopylov. Did you pick?
I don't remember, to be honest.
All right, we'll say AJ got it, too. Kopylov is so clean with the jab and so technical with the striking. Stützfus needs a takedown here. I don't think he gets it. I think he gets rocked and knocked out. Soriano KO.
Soriano KO. It has to happen, in my opinion. And you look like Kopylov loss is not a bad look. Losing to Brendan Allen, not a bad look. The worst loss he has is to Nick Maximov, who we lost by split decision to with just like a straight chain wrestling onslaught. I definitely think he can beat the likes of Dustin Stützfus. So Soriano for the win. The odds are minus 255 for Soriano with Stützfus at plus 215 as the underdog. A Soriano knockout sitting at plus 130, I think is quite live. Confident on Soriano. I definitely think he should win this fight, bro.
Paku, happy 100. Thank you so much for bringing the heat every time, guys. You help a lot of people get through their week. Let's get our bread this weekend. Cha-ching. Let's get our bread this weekend, dude. Paku, thank you, man. I mean, helping people get through their week. AJ, that's too big of a compliment for us, man.
Nah, I think it's true, man. I hear it a lot, actually. People are, they're having a rough
That's
day.
awesome.
They say, man, I feel great after watching the shows and stuff.
Yeah, I hear people say that they watch at work. I'm like, I hope you're not operating heavy machinery. Like, what are you doing for work where you're listening to us dummies talk about fist fights? If anybody's listening to me at work right now, I just want to say, don't drive the machine, okay? Like, focus and earbuds if you need to, but you might want to stay focused on the job, because we're not going to help with that. If we do help you guys get through the day at all, that's freaking awesome. That's more than I could ever ask for. And just want to spread love to you guys, man. Everybody who works hard out there. I don't know if you guys are Tim Dillon fans like I am. His last episode was all about the people who work in the corporate office, the people who work the hard, tough jobs that make the world go around. We recognize you. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, we love you guys. Tiratu Paku, my guy. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Hell yeah. Listen, we're both going Soriano here for the W, and he better win the fight. Next fight on the card, we have Sean Brady versus Kelvin Gastelum. Note, this is Kelvin Gastelum's return to 170 pounds. Had a good run at 85, where he was always in the rankings, but, was more teetering towards the back end. I've always felt a perfectly dialed in Kelvin Gastelum is a top 7, top 6 welterweight. It's just the truth. When he's in shape, there's a ton of difficulty with his game. He's going to have the gas tank. He's got really good boxing, southpaw with smooth hands. And then besides that, he's got the wrestling base. And he's strong and built real thick and short. I think that Kelvin Gastelum is in shape for this fight. I did tune into his Instagram. I dug through it, and I saw a recent picture. He looks very lean. He's the leanest I've ever seen from him. Now, he had his shirt on, but you could see it in his face. You could see it in his shoulders and arms. I think if we got an in-shape, motivated Kelvin Gastelum, I think he really could put it on Sean Brady here. I'm picking Kelvin Gastelum to win this fight.
Sean Brady needs to grapple here. I mean, if Sean Brady is in the clinch and on the ground with Kelvin Gastelum, that's where he wins this fight. If he spends time striking with Kelvin Gastelum, Sean Brady's not a striker, and we found that out especially after the Bilal Muhammad knockout, where Bilal Muhammad, also not really a striker. He's a well-rounded MMA fighter. He could strike, though, but not known as a knockout guy. Put Brady away. Kind of exhausted him with the output first. And, Bilal had Khabib in his corner, so I feel like he had to deliver, and he did. And Kelvin Gastelum was originally known as a wrestler, but now he's known for his striking, knocking out Michael Bisping, going to war with Israel Adesanya. Those fights really showed the level that Kelvin Gastelum can dig deep, keep banging the left hand, move his head a little bit and counter. I mean, I do think he smacks up Sean Brady. So Sean Brady's going to need these takedowns. Now, whether or not he gets them, that's a tough call. I believe in Kelvin Gastelum's wrestling. I've sparred with Kelvin. I've trained with Kelvin. I've watched Kelvin roll with Marvin Vettori a bunch. I've watched Kelvin roll with Jiu-Jitsu world champion Fabricio Verdum a bunch. I know his level there. I think he'll stay safe enough on the ground. Even if he does get taken down, he'll pop back up on his feet. He's the better striker. We're going to go with Kelvin Gastelum bouncing back, and I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him too. I think that he is live to put hands on Sean Brady and get a knockout. But I also think I could see, a striking match and grappling entanglements that it ends up going long with Gastelum having success. But the money line is all you need. Plus 120, Kelvin Gastelum money line, Sean Brady minus 140 as the favorite here. I like Kelvin Gastelum as a dog. I think he's a tremendously live underdog.
He's very live underdog. I can't believe he's the underdog. It should be like even odds. Yeah, is it close?
Plus 120, so it's not, crazy underdog.
Yeah, plus 120 makes sense. Look, Sean Brady was pretty hyped. I think that Bilal loss did a lot to hurt his name. We got to remember the level of grappler he is. He has a shot in this fight, of course. But if it's on the feet, it's Kelvin.
I think it's just going to be hard to get Gastelum down here.
Yeah.
The way he
And-
gets caught in something, it's like, with Hermanson, caught him in an early leg lock, but that was kind of a freak situation.
And Hermanson's big as hell.
Right.
Hermanson's cutting serious weight to make 185. Finally, Kelvin's fighting somebody his own size.
Yeah, agreed, dude. I like Gastelum for the win, as does Finch. Plus money, Kelvin Gastelum, underdog to get it done, which should be a good fight. Let's keep running. Next fight is our featured bout of the night. It's Rob Font versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Figueiredo moving up to 135 pounds, a jump to bantamweight after he looked unmotivated kind of last time when he fought Brandon Moreno. It's like we didn't have the same oomph that we had in Figgy's performance the fight before that, where he was looking good against Moreno. It's just, I'm just concerned about the size, man. Rob Font is used to fighting up at 135. His hands are on fire. I think he can outbox Deiveson. I think Deiveson Figueiredo is going to have a hard time taking Font down. I would say if Figgy was to win, it would be locking up a submission, but I think Rob Font's hands are going to be on display. I'm going Font, dude.
Justin Mack just says, Tony G says, Font sucks. I just love the attitude. Yeah, Font sucks. Font's good. Font's got a nice jab, but we just saw him get out grappled by striker Corey Sandhagen. And if you take a look, all right, I'm friends with Henry Cejudo. I watch all his shit, okay? Henry Cejudo has been training Figgy, and they're wrestling every day. And you saw Corey Sandhagen go to that second option. I think Deiveson Figueiredo is going to have that same exact option here to hit that fucking takedown. Rob Font being a big guy does mean something here because Deiveson Figueiredo has a tendency to bully people. If he runs into some weeds with that here, I think he could revert back to that karate stance he was doing when he beat Brandon Moreno 3 out of 5 rounds, took the title back, that karate game, and then mix it in with the Henry Cejudo wrestling. I think he gets it, man. I think Deiveson Figueiredo wins this fight in a decision.
Deiveson Figueiredo for the decision. I respect your side, Finch. You're on a dog here, plus 122. Deiveson Figueiredo.
Holy shit.
Bro. Minus 142 for Rob Font on the opposite side. For this fight going over 1.5, it's minus 300. I think that's live. Font to knock him out is plus 300 with the Figueiredo win by decision at plus 325. Money lines are the A side. I think Font's hands can work, but I definitely am worried if Figgy is actually dialed in with Cejudo again, because that seems to bring out the best from Deiveson Figueiredo. And I think that could give Rob Font trouble in grappling, like you said. And that's how I think Figueiredo could win, is using the grappling here.
There you go. And training with Henry, he's not training with an Olympic gold medalist and not wrestling. Covert says, Font going to look like Times New Roman after this one. I appreciate that joke. I thought that was pretty good. Revenge Fight Club, I'm just worried about Figgy's gas tank. Well, you ain't got to worry so much because he's not cutting as much weight. Revenge, I feel like the gas tank problems happened because he was the biggest 125er. Now that he's an average 135 pounder, we'll check on the gas tank again. We'll see after Saturday. I think it's going to be better.
I'm actually really intrigued by this fight because let's say Deiveson Figueiredo does win. He's a very interesting player at 135 pounds, former world champion, and I am intrigued. That's what I'll say. I'm very intrigued.
Bad Sticker Club, unpopular opinion. Henry Cejudo never wins another fight in the UFC. Bad Sticker Club, I think he's got a shot at beating the champ right now. You think Sugar Sean defends all those takedowns? I don't know. Yes, Sugar Sean will put the hands on him, but it's a good fight, man. I'm thinking he gets some dubs, Bad Sticker. I'm thinking he gets some dubs.
I think that he fights Marab, loses, and retires.
Damn. So you're with Bad Sticker?
I think so. I think he's onto something. Because I don't think he's going to fight like a slew of contenders.
What the fuck? You know what, though? I know Henry, he wants the paper. So I don't think he's fighting anybody. But they had him matched up with Chito Vera. Guys, don't tell. Chito lives a town over. Don't tell nobody I said this. I know. Henry Cejudo beats Chito Vera.
He takes him on the cards, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? If we get matchups like that, you guys got to live in reality with me here, folks. But yeah, AJ, I understand what you're saying is that he only wants the top 2 or 3, Marab or Sugar Sean. You could imagine him dropping those. Yeah.
Listen, Figueiredo with the win This division is so intriguing. So I'm on Font as a pick, but I never been feeling too confident in the betting side. Right now, I'm kind of rooting for Figueiredo just to mix things up at the upper echelon of 135, though. Like, it's better for the sport, in my opinion, if he wins.
Yeah, it is better for the sport. And I'm kind of rooting for Figueiredo too. You know, Rob Font's good. He doesn't suck. Whoever said he sucked earlier, how rude. But after seeing what Corey Sandhagen did, I do think there's a second option. So I'm on Figgy, brother.
Let's go. Let's get to our co-main event of the evening. Is Jalen Turner versus Bobby Green. Mike Finch, I'm picking Bobby Green to win this fight here. And I did like some deep diving into Jalen Turner as of recent. He was on the Jackson podcast, which is Rampage's pod. And I didn't love that he wasn't crazy about initially taking this fight. And I also don't love the fact that his entire training is going to be dedicated to having to lose weight. This is a Jalen Turner who missed weight against Dan Hooker last time with a normal camp, now taking a very short notice fight. And let's be honest, you miss weight 2 times in a row at 155 pounds. There's an argument that the UFC could be like, hey, man, you might have to move up. Now, granted, he's taking it on short notice, but I definitely think he wants his full check here. So I'm going to assume that he dials in this weight cut and he comes in at 156. And I think he struggles with Bobby Green after the first round. Jalen Turner, when he's got 100% gas tank, his kicks are awesome. His striking from distance is smooth. He's a long and strong guy, but Bobby Green's going to keep coming. And I think Bobby also is going to have that physical strength advantage. And like you mentioned, Bobby Green took down Drakkar Klose. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Green has grappling success against Jalen Turner. Like, we look at even the Dan Hooker fight. Dan Hooker had a fully locked in rear naked choke at the end of the second round. And he beat Jalen Turner, I think, fair and square. I think Bobby Green here is a great underdog. I'm picking him to win.
Woo, bro. Am I about to double up with you? Let me say this first. To my knowledge, the best breakdown I've ever heard you do was on your Sunday show on this fight, because I came in fully thinking Jalen Turner, he's going to be, you know, he's the man. He's over at HBUTC down the street over here. The guy is a problem. The tarantula is not to be messed with. But when you started breaking down, he's 180 pounds. I'm thinking, damn, he missed weight against Dan Hooker. What's he going to look like on 2 weeks' notice? And yeah, I'm hearing the way he was talking about it. I went and researched it too. I went and listened to the Jackson podcast after you. Man, they better sponsor the show after we plugged him this hard.
Right.
And, you know, he didn't sound confident. And then I'm looking at some Bobby Green footage. I told you I watched the Drakkar Klose fight again. I'm like, Bobby Green's better. So Bobby Green's a dog here, but he's on a full camp. I've been burnt picking the full camp guy before, but normally it works out, and I'm going to do it again. I'll take the dog again. I'll take Bobby fucking Green because I think he's going to win 2 and 3 like you do, AJ.
Yeah, I like it, bro. Bobby Green for the win. Big underdog. Plus 190 for Bobby Green as a dog. Jalen Turner sitting at minus 225. I like Bobby's chances here. Now, looking at Green to win by a decision, plus 425. Something that is just outlandish. Green by sub, plus 1,300. I'm not saying there's a high likelihood chance, but what if a gas Jalen Turner gives up his back and Bobby Green locks in the rear naked choke? Dan Hooker almost got him in one, and Dan Hooker's not known for subs. It's at plus 1,300 for a reason. That's a real Hail Mary, but I had to mention it.
Plus 1,300. It'll be a party over at Bob's house if he bets this one. Yeah, I don't think he's going to sub him, but I think this is an interesting one, being that Bobby Green's the guy on the full camp and the dog. It's a nice combo when you get the full camp with somebody on short notice and you get dog money. Very interesting to me.
We're going for Bobby Green in this co-main event. I like that we're on the underdog side, the same side, and what's a pretty exciting
So
fight.
many dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot believe how many dogs
I know.
here. Let's see if I'm going to do it again.
Let's go. Let's jump to the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe. 100 episodes in, and let's keep on running. Dariush versus Tsarukyan. Listen, I am picking Arman Tsarukyan, Mike Finch. I believe in Tsarukyan. I think that his striking is definitely better than Beneil Dariush's, and also having good wrestling in his own right. I have a hard time seeing Dariush getting control of Arman Tsarukyan in the grappling. and doing damage from top or even garnering much control time from top. I can see Tsarukyan even landing surprise takedowns on Dariush and throwing a bit of ground and pound. Could see it going the full 5. But on Sunday during the breakdown show, I said, man, I'm feeling this TKO. I think Tsarukyan might stop Beneil Dariush striking, man.
You got Tsarukyan knockout.
I'm going to call it, yeah.
So when I first saw this fight, I'm thinking, yeah, Tsarukyan for sure. And then I talked to I'll just say his name. I talked to my genius better friend, Kevin. Kevin's on Dariush. He likes Beneil Dariush. And so I'm thinking, like, is there something I'm missing here? I start digging back into it. Brother, the only 2 losses Tsarukyan has in the UFC are to the champion, Islam Makhachev, in a pretty good fight, and then against Gamrot. And the example that Kevin gave me, sorry for giving your pick out here, Kevin. The example that Kevin gave me was that he thinks that the Gamrot and Dariush fight is going to show us a little window into what this fight will look like. But Gamrot was over scrambling in that fight. Like, there were some key things that were happening in the takedown attempts that I don't think Arman Tsarukyan does quite as much. You know, Arman Tsarukyan does kind of hold a little bit more, isn't so anxious. And so I can imagine Arman Tsarukyan at least getting some top position where even if he's not as good at jiu-jitsu, because he's not. In a submission-only grappling tournament, Beneil Dariush all day. Beneil Dariush is going to find something. But in the context of this fight, when you got Beneil Dariush coming off of that knockout loss, a really, really dominant one by Charles do Bronx Oliveira, stepping up against this kid who's completely in his prime. I mean, God bless Beneil Dariush. The guy looks like a great grandfather. And I think this might be, you know, the moment where we see Arman Tsarukyan show his true potential, his true prime. And he has to. I mean, it's a must win for Arman Tsarukyan. Beneil Dariush, you know, it's a must win if you look at, like, if he's going to get a title shot, he needs this one and one more. So I see why the stakes are high, but man, I think Arman Tsarukyan's the kid in his prime right here. So hard matchup for him. I think on paper, a lot of people are just, oh yeah, the ripped young guy. Beneil Dariush is a danger on the feet. Beneil Dariush is a danger on the ground, but over 25 minutes, I'm liking Arman Tsarukyan's chances here. Simple takedown, simple ground and pound, nothing crazy, keeping safe on the feet, pressure, about 4 out of 5 rounds probably. Arman Tsarukyan wins this one on the cards.
Tsarukyan is a -275 favorite with Beneil Dariush a +235 underdog. If you're thinking decision win for Tsarukyan, it's +215 with a knockout at only +115. So there's actually more value on the decision. It's actually +160 for this fight to go distance. Interesting. And the over 3.5 is -130.
J-Fed, that Gamrot fight was a robbery? A robbery? What are you, AJ? Come on. Gamrot lost to Beneil Dariush.
Oh, no. They're talking about Tsarukyan Gamrot.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that was a really close fight. That was a really. Thank you for clarifying, because Beneil Dariush dominated Gamrot. I did not know what the fuck you were talking about. J-Fed, I was pissed, and now I'm mad at myself. Sorry. Okay, got it. You mean Gamrot's fights?
Yes.
With Arman Tsarukyan. Yeah, that was razor thin. I mean, that's that. When I watched that fight, I said these two guys are the future of the division. I think now's the time for that to start coming true. Give me Arman Tsarukyan as well.
The reason I like Tsarukyan here too, as opposed to, like, if you say, oh, but Gamrot, look at the fight with Dariush. The reason I think Tsarukyan has a better shot is because he's a cleaner striker. I think that his kickboxing is better. I think he's a little faster than like a Montage Gamrot. And I'm going to say Tsarukyan for the W, man. I got him in the main event. We're on the same side, picking Tsarukyan in the main. Lane with the $2. Thank you, Lane. Thanks,
Lane, did I see you were on another pick? I feel like I missed Dariush not going distance. Yeah, Lane is saying Beneil Dariush. Very interesting, the Beneil people. I just can't watch that, Charles Oliveira fight and then go bet on Beneil Dariush. With that being said, Beneil Dariush, extremely skilled. The jiu-jitsu's excellent. The striking, very, very good as well. It's the time for Arman Tsarukyan. It's time.
It's time. You know what else it's time for, Mike Finch, after this main event breakdown? We're both going Arman Tsarukyan. It's time for us to talk about the lock of the night. UFC Austin lock of the night. Getting things back in order on my side after the streak tragically ended with Jose Johnson in our last card. I'm looking forward to getting it back again this week. Finch, man, I know you're coming off of a win too with the ladies matchup, getting it done. And I think Eileen Perez was a great call there for you. So what are you thinking heading into this week for the lock, my man?
I'm thinking, holy shit, Mike Bowman just gave us another 20. Merry Christmas, Mike Bowman. You're the man. We appreciate that. He wears 2XL. All right. You're going to have to hit us with that address because at this point, you have now funded your own ugly Christmas sweater. So I'll have to hook that up, Mr. Bowman. Let us know. Look.
Thank you, Mike Bowman.
Thank you, Mike. You're a gem.
Much love.
As AJ, I stole AJ's line. You're a gem.
He's a gem.
Lock of the night has got to be Joe Solecki. I think Joe Solecki gets the back of Drakkar Klose and strangles him. Drakkar Klose can only keep this thing close by defending every single takedown. He's the better striker, but not by much, you know? Solecki is okay on the feet too, and Drakkar Klose is very hittable. So if you punch Drakkar Klose once or twice in the face, I think those takedowns will open up. I referenced for you guys, but I'll say it again. Bobby Green took him down, then Solecki could probably take him down. I do think Joe Solecki gets a submission, but you don't need to bet that. You could just put the money line down.
The money line for that fight, currently, we have about even odds with Joe Solecki at -105. Mike Finch,
boom.
I was thinking, do I go safe zone and guarantee a W? Because I have that pick in mind. But then I said, damn, you know what? It's the 100th episode. You're on a slight dog. I got to do the same thing. I'm going Kelvin Gastelum. I believe an in-shape Kelvin Gastelum is a top 6, top 7 welterweight without a doubt. And I think he can beat the likes of Sean Brady here, defending the grappling and standing up with him. I'm going Kelvin Gastelum. I got to go dog. If you're wondering what the other pick was going to be, though, and it's going to be in the most confident pick section on Wednesday, Punahele Soriano. He's a lock. It's a lock. Punahele Soriano's a real lock.
Interesting. I like it, though. You know, this card specifically, a lot of these fights, the odds are, I'm either on dogs or close odds. So I think this one specifically, I will be hunting some dogs for this one. So I like what you officially chose, AJ. Good for you.
Let's go, man. Got to go a little dog money this week on the 100th episode. I got to bring some fire. Listen, we're not done yet. It's time to talk about the parlay.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. 100th
Open
episode.
up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Mike
Come on,
Finch.
y'all.
Parlay time.
I don't know that second verse yet. I told you I still got to write it. 100th episode would have been a good time to have that written. I cannot play that guitar for shit yet.
That's
so
fine.
I'll work on it, folks.
See you at 200, bro. Mike, what are you thinking?
Look, there are so many dogs on this card. Honestly, I'll just do single money lines down the gambit. I like Kelvin Gastelum too. I like a few of these dogs. You guys heard me make my picks, but the two favorites that you could parlay together on this card, to me, Zach Reese. Zach Reese should absolutely smash Cody Brundage. I think he strangles him. He gets him out of there. I think he kickboxes him up on the feet too. And then Joaquim Silva, I think over Clay Guida, those two are the most obvious to me. Reese and Silva, put them together, and I think you're going to be in a high likelihood of getting some money.
-105 for Reese and Silva, which I think has a very good chance of coming through. I like that -105 tag for that parlay. What I'm going to do for mine, we're going to do we don't have the over. Okay, I can't do the over. I can only go straight fighters. I'm going to say Punahele Soriano. There's high confidence for me that he's going to get the win. I see him getting it done and pulling off an immaculate W here over, I think, Dustin Stoltzfus. I don't want to say he's bad, but, you know, Sean Strickland himself was talking a lot of smack, and we know Soriano's training with the likes of Sean Strickland. So Soriano on the lineup, and now I was just checking the line here so I can match the line of that over that I like. Let's find it. Boom. Okay. We have Punahele Soriano, the over 2.5 rounds in the ladies fight between Jamey-Lyn Horth and Veronica Hardy. I think that's like a pretty good lineup right there. You're looking at minus 115 for that. I think you got a very good chance of hitting with that minus 115.
Interesting, brother. All right. I like it. I like it. Hey, these parlays make sense. These parlays are logical. Justin Mack, open up your wallets and bet on Benny Dariush.
Yeah, what's this guru? We got the guru raid in here, man. That's what I'm seeing in chat. I guess MMA Guru must have mentioned something about us, man. There's over 200 people popping in here now.
What the heck? Why are they raiding our channel? What is going on with MMA Guru's people raiding our channel? This is our 100th episode, okay?
That's probably why he's doing it.
Now, folks.
Let's see. Let's see where he said it. Let's see.
Are you checking it?
Talking about it. Yeah. Guru Army. So you got Guru Army. You better subscribe too, because I got daily content just like the Guru.
We appreciate you guys coming through. Look, I know MMA Guru's getting sued right now, so shit's hot over there. All right, he's emotional. Shit's not working out. You guys subscribe over here, and we'll make sure to give a shout back to MMA Guru. MMA Guru's got some good picks, man. Shout out to him.
Wow.
I hope he gets a lawyer. MMA Guru. Talk to Trump to get the right lawyers. Okay, you need the right lawyers to protect you against Ian Gary's wife.
Wow. Yo, MMA Guru just shouted us out. Respect to Guru, man. I'm always saying nice things about the Guru. Shout out to the Guru Raiders. You guys should subscribe it up. And since it's the 100th stream, you better smash that like button too, man. Run it up to 100 likes live. We're at 91. And it's a good way to finish. We got the whole new crew coming in from the Guru stream. That's fucking epic, dude.
You know what they just made? They just got here to go ahead. Support from Parker Porter stream.
Yeah.
What is COP?
He's fucking around.
What do I cryptocurrency? Yeah. What is 4,000?
4,000, baby. 4,000 coop. We can tell you it's about 22 USD, I think.
Is that right?
I actually might be 2 USD. My apologies.
Okay, that's a lot worse. But no, that it's all good. We appreciate that. 4,000. Wow. Is that why Javier Milei got elected in Argentina? It's just not worth shit, huh? You know what the MMA Guru crowd just got to witness? You guys made it just in time for AJ and I to properly celebrate our 100th episode. Bust it out, AJ.
We got the cigars. Hey, shout out to Gray Shirt. He says, thank me later. He's the one that probably made that happen. So big W to Gray Shirt, bro. Hell yeah. Let's get AJ to 25K subs. Listen, sub it up, guys. I got the fucking money content too. Just look at this Guru right here. Look at this, bro. The MMA Guru in the chat with the 20. Hey, Guru, thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Happy 100th. Keep up the content. It's us versus these soy corporates. Hell yes, bro. The freaking free media that we're bringing is powerful, Guru. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. On the 100th episode of the stream, and we're hitting the cigar. Cheers to Guru, spreading the love in the MMA community. After I asked
Guru,
cheers, man. God bless. God bless you, Guru. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you a ton.
Yeah, big shout out to you, Guru. Guru, if you need some legal counsel, I don't know shit, but we can make a defense, brother. You know, we're on your side, man.
Yeah, we are. We are. The Noble One, thank you for the $10. Spread the word. Strickland needs to show up to the 296 press conference and ask questions. If he did, that would be epic. But you know the UFC ain't allowing that. They'll have a fucking brawl, dude. Are you kidding me? That'll be fucking scary.
It would be absolute bananas. Anything Sean Strickland shows up to, we're happy for, man.
Oh yeah, bro. The chat's popping off, man. I can't even.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
Big
the Guru raid has been tremendous, man.
Yeah,
I must say there are only 2 people whose picks I check. Right, I check Money Moicano and I check MMA Guru, brother. These guys know what they're talking about.
I agree with that, bro. Hey, and the sub count, we're at 24,088, man. So you know what? Almost at 24,100. If you guys watch and haven't subscribed, you should get me to 24,100 on the 100th Moneyline episode. Let's go.
Let's go. 100 episodes deep. Hey, man, if Guru's still listening, you guys got to let him know he's invited to be our guest. That would have been a good 100th episode guest. Is MMA Guru. We'll get him on sometime. That'd be awesome.
We will. Tiratu Paku, thank you for the 5, bro. Ooh, cigars. I've got a few Cubans. I need a Cuban, bro. A light went up with you's free guru. Free guru, baby. Free guru.
Free guru. We'll make some
This is funny.
t-shirts for you, brother.
Gate Steven. Look at this guy, Gate 7. The guru community supports you even though you are not fat. We appreciate that, man. Hell yeah.
Thank you, man. We fluctuate, you know. AJ's a bodybuilder. I got a sugar addiction. We fluctuate a little bit, but just like MMA Guru, we make these full card fight picks for you guys. So appreciate the love back, man. Good luck this week. Like I picked against Money Moicano. I don't know what Guru dropped today, but I'll check it out. But you know, I always got to hear what they got to say. I mean, these are some of the better predictors in the game right here. You guys are looking at two of them, but MMA Guru's definitely one I always check.
Yeah, he's got good. You got good calls, bro. And I find it funny the damn breakdowns, bro. 100 episodes. How we feeling about 100, Mike? It's pretty crazy. I said 100 episodes. We're fucking pulling it off, man.
Yeah, 100 episodes later, I got a better setup for sure. This is you guys saw the video we played at the beginning. We weren't even paying for the streaming platform.
No.
The logo was up in the top corner. I mean, this is a lot better. So definitely happy about where we've gone and happy about where we're going. If you guys want to see us interview more people, let us know. I saw a couple people saying, you guys did all these interviews. Hell yeah. I mean, I work for Bellator. You know, I've worked for UFC Fight Pass. I know a lot of these folks. We'll get them on to talk if that's what you guys want to see. Starting off with MMA Guru, of course.
Hell yeah, he'd be a great call. Finch, man, absolute blast of 100th episode. We brought the cigars out. We got a shout out from Guru, who had tons of people in his chat, and he rated our chat. We appreciate seeing it. Let's go, bro. The community supporting each other is something that I love to see, bro, because we're all in this content creation game together. I think the MMA YouTube channels that have popped up, right, making the sport better and like being a fan is better. When I first was watching, there really wasn't any. It didn't really exist. Essentially, I would say it started with MMA Guru and Fight Night picks. Shortly thereafter, I started up too. It was like the early days. It wasn't much. Like if you're talking about when I was 17, 16, you couldn't find picks online. If they were nobody watching.
I mean, AJ, I was looking at some of your early content, 400 views, 300, and it was consistent. Like every week you were getting the same. AJ told me you just got to stay on the grind. You got to keep putting out this content. I mean, it's quadrupled and quadrupled again.
We're on the way to 25,000. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah, I remember 10,000.
Yeah,
10,000 subscribers. AJ was so fucking happy. Look, appreciate you guys coming through. All we do is we do our best to predict these fist fights. Glad you guys love this shit too.
Hell yeah. Much love, people. We appreciate you all tuning in. 100 episodes down. Couldn't have gone better. And I look forward to another 100. Guys, smash the likes if you haven't. If you're new, subscribe with the post notifications turned on. And if you really like the content, don't just leave them on personalized. Put them on all so you don't miss a video because I got daily content dropping on the channel that you don't want to miss. And I'll be live tomorrow, Tuesday, around 6-7 p.m. Eastern time. So tune in to that live stream Q&A. Much love, everybody. Much love to the Finch Man. 100 episodes down. And we'll see you all very soon. Finch Man, any final words?
Final words are we'll see you guys for 101. We're going to keep this train rolling. Appreciate every single one of you. As AJ always says, make sure you like and subscribe. I've got an interview with Cain Velasquez on my channel. I'll try to put out more for you guys. As always, much love, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace, everybody.